Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Upper left hand corner, we got Dewalt starting as the pink Protoss. Bottom right hand corner, we have Bonyth, another shade of red, starting as the red Protoss. They should make, like, it's actually just in a side discussion, but they should have, like, one pure color red that's never actually red. And they should name this color red some other red, so it's like shades of red and then original red and light red. Anyway. We got all of the replay confusion as far as who's in whatever bracket and whatever not figured out. I apologize everyone for that. And hopefully no one's disappointed. And if if you are, I guess there's other places to watch. Otherwise, buckle up and enjoy. I do want to say, so that was 40, close to, that was less than 49 games. It was a lot of games. I should go back and count how many games it was. In all of the games thus far, and I mentioned this previously, it seems like every single match has still been fresh. Like, it seems like nearly every time we've still seen, like, occasionally we've seen a few 2-gates into 2-gate obs into 2-gate obs a little bit here and there, and I think that's obviously like last round. But by and large, honestly, every game has felt just a little bit different, a little bit more interesting. And again, I feel like that's both a testament to, first of all, the sheer breadth and depth of these guys. The amount of builds these guys can toss out. A little bit later gas for Dewalt, if he's going to go gas here, actually. Where did Bonyth get the extra money to get that gas so much faster? Was he just... I'm wondering if he's mineral boosting his mind out right about here. And I'm also wondering if in this set, Dewalt is starting a little bit more fatigued or something like that. We'll see if this shifts in set 2. But getting a much faster gas, honestly, like a significantly faster gas at even workers... could be like a mineral patch thing I'm just not aware of. Checking the middle of the map for proxies and then immediately shifting to bottom left. It looks, I'm looking to see if Dewalt's going to go for a cross map scout. It looks like he might be going cross map right this second. Kind of an odd configuration himself with the cybernetics core alongside the pylon placed here underneath the very edge of that mineral line. Cybernetics core warping in as a bit of a blockade opposite edge. He is going to go Zealot first. And so he's not skipping this initial Zealot, but the Zealot's going to be out a little bit faster from Bonyth. I don't know that that's going to provide a significant advantage, though, because Dewalt... That's unfortunate. Because I almost feel like because there was a little bit more rapid management there on Bonyth's part, that justice should be that he'd be able to blockade the ramp. And instead, it looks like it's Dewalt that's going to be able to blockade the ramp and hold off... well, never mind. Probe gets in. Took a little bit of damage. But not a perfect block there from Dewalt. So Dewalt must be playing a little bit tired. Certainly a little bit sloppy here and there. Usually he would block that out. But this time Bonyth able to push his way in. I always wonder how the guys know that they're going to be able to make that press. Is it just like the pixels? Is the positioning the direction the Zealot's facing? I'm pretty sure that you can do hold position shift or something and like chain. I have to go back and test this. But I'm pretty sure there's a way that you can get the Zealot to look a particular direction from some hold position command or something like that. But anyway, probe making its way back, Dragoon doing the chase once again to make sure it gets home safely. And actually holding short just a little bit. And Dragoon going to go ahead and make its way out. And probe, interestingly enough, saying like, okay, you're not going to track me. You're going to lose vision. I'm going to go all the way around and get another shot. And actually going to catch Bonyth with his pants down, because he thought there might be a shift around to the south, and instead there's this shift around to the north. And now Dewalt going to be able to sneak right back and confirm that it wasn't one gate into expansion. As he pops in, he's going to lose the probe for the effort, but was able to, I think, see the Dragoon on that corner. Is he going to be able to get the probe out, though? So moving across, it's the ballad. Oh, misfire. That might be enough. Dragoon's still holding position in the meantime, mid-map. We have a one-gate robo, by the way, on, it looks like both sides of the map. These guys, once again, nearing build orders. Seems to happen more often than not. This time, the probe's going to die, but this is interesting. This Dragoon's gone so far out of position that I think he might be at risk. So, Dewalt... oh, this is getting crazy, actually. So, he's moved out of position. He recognized Dewalt might chase this down. And he moved out his troops to the forward edge to check it. But there's a lot happening in the darkness here. But both players going to move out. Somehow Bonyth, though, now up for supply. Just seems to be microing a little bit better in all the space of all this. The micro of the macro management is working better. range is queued up. Did we see? I think range is already finished here from Dewalt. And observatory up, by the way. Something I've seen Bonyth do quite a lot in PvP, which I think is clever, is just when he recognizes its cross position, and there's a lot of those cutout timings, he delays range in order to get these small advantages here that turn into wins in the mid game, where he's got a little bit of additional supply, an additional Dragoon, additional Zealot out on the ground because he delayed range just a sliver, and as a result, there's not really that window where he's getting punished for it, and on top of that, able to end up with a little bit faster troops out on the ground and whatnot. Speaking of which, this Reaver just feels very, very late in comparison. So we got Dewalt's just like light years behind for some reason in all of this. I haven't tracked all of it. Maybe it was in the space of that micro. He's going to go ahead and he's basically at similar build orders. He went one gate into expansion. Again, the range was a little bit later, but I think there's also a little bit of something happening with the build order for Dewalt, because he's just about to drop his Nexus. I think he canceled. Never mind. He's got the Reaver out. This is a lot later though, and that Observer sailing its way out both directions. So it looked like the Observers are going to be able to cross each other. Dewalt's somehow able to, and as I say that, the supply numbers have changed. Dewalt all of a sudden ahead in supply, but I think that's just because of the earlier Nexus drop here from Bonyth. That's going to be a big advantage. He should be able to sail ahead in workers pretty rapidly in the space of it. But Dewalt going ahead, seeing that it was in fact one gate into 3 gate as far as a follow-up, seeing all the support bay, etc. tech, the Observer holding strong outside the natural expansion, not wanting to get picked off here in the front. In the meantime, the Observer did in fact get picked off in the main, so Dewalt slightly economically behind by a good number of seconds, is going to end up being behind an Observer, and basically where the build order, it looks like the one differentiation here is going to be faster shuttle speed. Dewalt behind a little bit. I'm not sure if he got that full information from all the clicks to recognize the situation overall. That he's, so here in the period of time that's going to be, well, should have been a probe advantage. Yeah, so Bonyth going to be ahead, I would expect 2 probes as things go. He's still up for supply in the midst of it, again, because of that delayed range. Is that really what's going to be the difference in this map? I feel like I'm saying a whole lot of nothing as like the things start stabilizing, but I feel like it's going to be that 1 unit advantage that might shift. Kind of macro moments are shifting here. And Dewalt, despite getting a later Nexus, it doesn't make sense, despite getting a later Nexus, somehow a little bit earlier ahead, maybe because there was a 2 probe cut for Bonyth in the space of that. But anyway, I digress. Enough talking out of my ears in the midst as far as like the range cut that I liked so much and the huge advantage, the minimal advantage that it's giving Bonyth. By the way, that Observer getting hunted down in no man's land, a defensive pilot at the 9 o'clock, and Bonyth actually taking mid-map. An Observer for Dewalt making its way out yet again. Is going to see this army, and I think it's going to be able to see the edge of that army without risking itself. Well, never mind. I thought he was going to hold and make his way across here. Equivalent speed, saw the bulk of the army, and now going to be able to fan out in position. His shuttle making his way up. This is, yeah, a little bit later. And at cross position, this, I'm not sure whether he's up units or not. So 8 Dragoons, no, he's down at cross positions. He's got 1 Zealot on the ground, 2 Zealots on the ground in comparison in the midst of this fight. And he's down speed is the other trick. Speed just clicking in. 1 Reaver down, shuttle gone, that Reaver's gone as well. Now we got 2 full Reavers up. And Dewalt can just back up and let Bonyth come to him now. So big victory there for Dewalt. He's got 2 Reavers up and he's got shuttle speed to work with. And it's going to be a minute before that's equalized. A couple additional gateways dropped here from Bonyth in the space of this, going up to a 6 count and drawing that army back, but being a little bit, well, if he can catch that, I think he's hoping to snipe that shuttle along that forward edge. Nice forward scouting. This Observer making its way back. And is that going to be a reverse snipe? Snipe both directions. Bonyth actually has a bit of a vision advantage now. Dewalt doing his hunt, and actually while this is all out of position, he's going to go ahead and dash forward with that Reaver and pull back, recognizing that he's got an opportunity to potentially do some harassment. So there's the 2 Reavers down. Shuttle is way out. These Dragoons completely out of position to provide the support. And now's Dewalt's time to shine with that spare Reaver. A nice, I think Bonyth obviously saw that was coming, but is that going to be a hit? No. Able to avoid a lot of it. Shuttle getting focus fired. Nice scoop up. 3 shots right there. Is Dewalt just going to donate these 2 Reavers, or is he going to be able to kill these Dragoons from the back line? So there's 1 hit. Able to, so the shuttle's gone, so these guys are stranded, but this is still a lot of units he's going to be able to kill with these Reavers from the back line. And it looks like Dewalt, in the meantime, also pushed his troops into the 6 o'clock to try to pin those units at location. Now he's just going to get some, so he's shut down the main, which is real, and also was able to get some workers in the space of that. Now, finally moving up in microwing, but Dewalt also attacking from the front. So he's saying, okay, if you're going to move your Reavers out into the main to deal with my Reavers, you're going to try to micro it that way. I'm going to make it so you have to micro out on the front. So it's going to be costly both directions, and this is just more time. He can, I kind of like Dewalt doing this, because even if this doesn't end up being a massively favorable fight, which it doesn't look like it was, it still opens up the length of period of time that main is not mining for Bonyth. So it just extends that lead. In the meantime, he's got a single Reaver and a shuttle making its way out to support. So it's 2 Reavers versus 1 here, mid-map, but a closer reinforcement point for Dewalt overall. And Dragoon's kind of scattered. This might actually be a bad engagement here from Dewalt, getting caught in 2 directions. This might be a split army as well. And Bonyth actually drawing his troops. So he left a Reaver to the north, a Reaver to the south, cut through a lot of that troop differential. I think recognizing he needed to get some bonus done, but it looks like he's going to regather momentarily. And Dewalt's taking off with the Zealot in tow once again, saying, okay, you extended this far out with what you have. I'm going to go ahead and redraw. And again, just provoking and keeping those troops back so we can continue the economic onslaught. And here comes the second shuttle line. The Observer, by the way, in the main, I think, opening this up because he's seeing the troop movements. The Zealot's going to preoccupy a lot of those troops. More probes getting massacred, and these probes having to evacuate to the north on top of everything else. And this Zealot, it was on, I think, rally command with that shuttle. Shuttle's been wiped out. And Dewalt in hot pursuit. Still, he just does not want a single probe to live. Lost the Reaver on the front, but doesn't matter. He's got a 40 supply lead. He's shut down a lot of the mining for Bonyth for a considerable stage where even if he, again, loses this fight now on the front, I think he's done so much economic damage and he has clearly macroed in the space behind this. He's gone up to 6 gate as well. And yeah, he's traded some Reavers, but basically traded it for mining time. This Reaver going to get picked off as it was stranded out in open field. 5 Dragoons, 1 Dragoon sacrificing itself so the other 4 can live. What a hero. I'm going to kind of scramble back. I'm wondering if Bonyth's play here is to just try to take a quick third to try to stabilize. A lot of workers down. Getting his Templar Archives online. Dewalt instead going to go for a quick third in the space of this at the 12 o'clock location. Is he making his way to Templar Archives in the space of this? Also, I think he's going to, yeah, it looks like he's going to be behind +1 weapons. Bonyth going to try to charge his way up to the 12 o'clock location. Reaver and Shuttle going to get picked off. Sorry, Shuttle stays. But Bonyth, this is a very bold move here. It does halt that 12 o'clock, but this means Bonyth is going to end up losing this army. You can see Dewalt just marching his way out with his 2 shuttles, his 2 Reavers, and I don't think Bonyth is going to be able to rebuild in the space of this. And he's going to have 5 Dragoons, but that's plenty off a 6 gate to hold. A cannon being morphed in the meantime, and I think this might be a breach natural expansion. This shuttle made its way back, but that's still 1 Reavers versus 2 with no Dragoon support. So nice. I'm not even sure if I want to call that a flanking maneuver. I just want to call it a straight up aggressive attack here from Dewalt. That's going to win him the game because now he's got an overwhelming attack force in the natural expansion. There's GG. Kind of all movement all over the place on this one, but Dewalt able to score 2 quick wins here in the upper bracket, officially the upper bracket final. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.